Hi, OG. Thanks so much for having us today.
Welcome, Dottie. Come on in.
Well, it's so nice to see you two here in beautiful Austin, Texas. Would you mind telling the audience a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Ezinne Udezue. I am the Chief Product Officer for WP Engine here in Austin, Texas. It's a global site building platform. And I love product and have done it for a bit.
Hi, everyone. My name is Udezue. I'm her husband. And I have led product at Twitter, at Calendly, and at Atlassian. And I'm a product guy.
So you two are both product leaders. How did that happen?
It's hard to tell. It's just, we found ourselves in it. We both love technology. We have a good understanding of business, having gone to business school, etc. And there's just a passion and curiosity about how customers, how to solve problems. So I happened into it after I was doing a master's at Stanford. I discovered what it was and have been in product since then. Aji, what about you?
So, Ezinne and I have very similar backgrounds. We come from engineering and then sort of business focus. And I found product management after I sort of finished my master's degree at USC and was looking for ways to sort of discover my talent. And I was never going to be the world's best developer, but I thought I could be one of the world's best product people. And so that's how we both started. All right, so I'm gonna go check on something very quick at my office. I have a quick meeting to do, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you.
See you soon.
Come on, let's go.
So Ezinne, you talk a lot about leading from the heart. What does this mean to you?
It means actually remembering that as a product person, or even as a leader, you can have a vision, you can have a mission, you can have goals and outcomes. But the reality is, at this point in our lives and our careers, we're working through other people. And having grown in tech, I know how hard it was for me to show up fully myself. So as a leader who leads from the heart, I'm looking at the other person first as a person, understanding the challenges they're going through in life, who they are, who they want to be, and using that and leveraging that to actually meet the vision, mission, or the outcomes that I have been given as a leader. So that's what I actually mean. It's just being human, seeing the human, and working through the human.
And as part of the C-suite, how do you balance product goals versus the broader goals of the business?
If you're as lucky as I am, the product and business goals are the same as customer goals. And what I mean by that is that I've been fortunate enough, or maybe I have sought to find companies for whom they understand that solving customer problems and helping the customer win is just good business. And if you're building products through that lens, you often don't have that major conflict. However, when I think about my past, one of the things that I've always used, if you find yourself in one of those companies where you're having to make those tough decisions, I believe in a couple things. If you've made a promise to the customer, keep your promise. And I think that sometimes it will cost you as a business, but if you don't keep your promise, that leaves a reputation that will cost you for years to come.
Well, that's some serious wisdom, S&A. Now, pivoting a little bit, I hear you're a great singer.
Oh my gosh.
Would you mind singing something for us?
Okay, I heard it was your birthday yesterday, so I'll do that. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dottie. Happy birthday to you.
Yay! Thank you so much. Hey, OG. Hope we're not interrupting anything.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well. This is a pretty cool office. Would you mind showing us around?
Sure. So first of all, a few things to highlight here. This is my data center, right? This is my private networking, a couple of servers in here for me to tinker with and stay sharp. Here is my desktop. You can see like the control panel. I have like a little networking here that's actually pretty sophisticated because I'm the IT manager of my household. And over here, a few things. So here's some things, school certificates for Ezinne and I, some patents from my time at Microsoft. Over here, I have a bunch of knickknacks, but the most interesting thing here are a couple of pictures of the women that I admire and the men that I admire. I don't endorse everything they've ever done, but there are aspects of them that make me really happy and make me want to aspire to be a better person. And over here, finally, is my pride and joy. I read a ton, and I have all kinds of business books over there, science fiction, fantasy, all kinds. And so this is sort of my happy place.
Amazing. And what's a fun product challenge that you're working on right now?
So what I'm working on right now are two things. One is I'm working on a book about product management with Ezinne. We talk a lot about product management in general because we're both product leaders. And so we decided to write a book so we can give back and help people through some of the experiences and insights that we have. The second thing I'm trying to do is trying to learn about venture studios. There's this venture VC model called venture studios and how to build fast-growing startups, and I've been spending a lot of time studying that model of venture capital and learn all I can. And
you've worked at both high-growth startups and established corporations. How does product management vary in these two environments? So
the first thing about, I think, smaller startups is pace. The pace is much higher usually because they're searching for growth. And also, I think that there's a lot more customer listening in smaller companies because, frankly, they're trying to find out the right customer and they're trying to learn product market fit. And they're trying to figure out how to build even more features that make sense. Small companies don't have time for features that are not like blockbuster all the time. In big companies, usually what you find, although not all the time, is that the playbooks for innovation are much more solid and much more tested. Not always, but most of the time. It sort of slows the pace down also sometimes when they do that. But, trading up pace for accuracy is always worth it. So those are some of the differences I see between startups and non-startups. So
OG mentioned earlier that you're working on a book together. Would you mind telling us a little bit more about that?
So, Ezinne and I have been product people for 20 plus years. And over that time, we mentor people. Obviously, we mentor the organizations we're in. And so we're writing a book to give back, to sort of encapsulate some of the things we've learned, especially about what we call Generation 3 companies, like how to do this for the future, how to build better software businesses using product management. And I think the interesting thing is, I have my perspectives and Ezinne
has hers. Like Audrey said, it's just part of giving back. As we've mentored folks, we've learned that there are a couple things we take for granted as being understood or being well known. And it just makes sense to put it on paper and offer it to folks as a framework or some principles or tools that they can add to their toolkit. It's not going to be the be-all end-all, but it offers a perspective of core things that we think are really good.
So this is a true product household. What product management skills do you carry over to your personal lives?
This idea of interrogating your position, like asking, why do you believe? Udezue is actually really good at this with the children. He just asks, so why are you making that assumption? That's an assumption, right? Okay, help us understand who gave you that idea? Where did it come from? Can you just tell me more? So this idea of the 5 whys, why, or checking your assumptions and testing them. I think that's one that actually is core.
Yeah, and I think I was gonna use different words, but it's exactly the same thing, which is root cause analysis. A lot of people waste a lot of energy whacking at second order and third order symptoms. Yeah. And I think in this household, we're not interested in that at all. We want to get to the root and attack it because we know if we do that, it will be more efficient, more, spend less time, frankly, and solve it faster. The second thing I'd say is just be precise. You know, one of the things that we think about is how do you know what you know? And even if you say something, say, hey, I know that with 50% confidence. And so that helps us and our children sort of be more precise about the things we're talking about.
That makes a lot of sense. Do you think your kids will end up as product managers one day?
No, we want our kids to be entrepreneurs. Yeah. And I think product is a good skill, a precursor skill for being a good entrepreneur. So that's our ambition for them. But of course, they have their own ambitions.
We annoy them. With the 5 whys, we annoy them. Root cause analysis, we annoy them. And I do not think they want to be product people. They will take those skills with them. So that's great. But no, I do not think they will be product managers.
All right. Well, this was great. Let's end this Q&A with some rapid fire questions.
All right. You want to join us over at the dining table?
Let's do that.
Okay. Let's do it.
All right. Rapid fire question time. So, how do you separate your work and personal lives?
Don't think we actually do, right? It's getting harder and harder. I think what we strive for is harmony, not separation.
And what are some things you do together as a couple?
We travel. We actually enjoy getting away and just chilling out just a little. That's something that we both love. We also take morning walks. We actually try and take that seriously for our health and also just to be together whenever we can. We love to cook. Aji actually likes to cook now. I mean, I think he always loved to cook, but he does more now. So we actually cook a bit.
What is your favorite product and why?
It varies. It changes so much. But right now, I'm actually obsessed with a very little product made by one person called Unlocks. And I won't go into detail, but what it does is as I walk up to my desk, unlocks my Mac. And as I walk away, it locks it again. And it's just beautiful and just works.
And how do you help each other with work?
We definitely bounce ideas off of each other. It's really amazing having somebody who understands product and frameworks and whatever it is I'm kind of going through. So from product decisions to strategy or even just personnel, like working through stuff. So definitely he's a good sounding board and I hope I'm the same.
I'm sure you are. And what would you do if you weren't in product management?
You know, that's the toughest question you've asked. I think I would have to invent product management or something, or be a writer. If I could make it work economically, I'd be a writer.
I'd be a singing chef. A singing chef. I love cooking, I love singing, and I think it just gives me joy. Entertaining, I'd be a singing chef.
And last but not least, what's a fun fact about you two as a couple?
How we met is really interesting, but we're gonna save that for some other time. But
Hell yeah.
But Aji actually also sings, so that's one fun fact that we're both product leaders and we both love to sing.
All right, let's hear it.
Goodbye.
Yes.
I guess we're wrapping up.
Yes. Goodbye.
Good job, Aji. Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us for this very musical day, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Dottie.